Welcome, ladies. This is a little bit of a video recording of some of the information that you missed last week while you were on the camp. Basically, we started off and we had a look at the various types of nutrients that are available to the body, and they are proteins, which are made up of smaller units called amino acids, carbohydrates that are made up of smaller units called glucose, and they're commonly what's known as our sugars, and fats, which are made up of substances called fatty acids and glycerol, and we often refer to them as lipids as well. So lipids and fats are sort of an interchangeable term. What we then started to have a look at was we revised the system. Okay, so this is the digestive system here, and basically what happens with that is that food enters here in the mouth region. It gets chewed up and then moves down past the pharynx, which is the throat, into the esophagus, down into the stomach. It then travels through into the small intestines, through here, up into the large intestine, and then basically removed through the rectum and the anus. The rectum is a storage unit, the anus is simply a hole. We have a couple of other organs, the liver here, which produces a substance called bile, which helps us to break down fats. We have the gallbladder here, which stores that bile until it's used, and the pancreas here secretes some substances that we call enzymes, and I'll get to those in a moment. First thing that we had a look at though was teeth, because teeth is the first stage of the breaking down process. This is mechanical digestion, and mechanical digestion is the ripping, tearing, chewing of food. We do it by two ways. Obviously the first way is by the teeth, and the second way is by a process called peristalsis throughout the whole alimentary canal that basically squeezes and churns and twists the food. Now, for most people, when we register teeth, we have two up the top and down the bottom. We basically have four incisors on the top and the bottom, and they're sharp chiseled teeth, and they're designed to bite into food. We have a couple of canines that are located over here, and they're sort of related to dog canines. They're sort of cone-shaped teeth, and they allow you to be able to tear food. And then we have premolars, which we have two of them, and three molars at the back, which are basically designed to grind food. So this enables us to eat all different types of foods. Our meats and our hard materials are basically done through the canines and incisors, and then of course any grinding left is done by the molars. Now those are the picture versions, but here is a set, and these are actually mine that I had for a set that I used to get a mouth guard. So you can see basically the teeth there. Obviously they're not this colour, this is a bit of a mould. Yeah, but again, if you have a look at the top there, here's the incisor teeth there, and you can see the sharp chisel shape. Here is the canine, looks a bit cone shaped for be able to tear. And then I've only got two sets of molars and two sets of premolars. The third set are wisdom teeth, and wisdom teeth, mine haven't come out yet, but some people do basically have them removed. Now when we do this, we call it a 2-1-2-3 approach. So we have two incisors, one canine, two premolars, and then three molars. And again, you can still see here on the bottom ones, pretty much the same deal in that regard. Mine are a little bit flat here because they say that I grind my teeth, so that's why I had to have a mouth guard for sleeping, so I don't grind the teeth. But you can see there the basic shape of them. This tooth here is a little bit knocked back because I had it knocked back playing footy but didn't do anything with it. Okay, so that's an interesting approach. Now, to help you with this mechanical digestion, down the bottom here, and you can't see it because they're basically below the skin, we have salivary glands, and those salivary glands secrete saliva, and saliva is part of what we call chemical digestion. And chemical digestion is when we use enzymes, acids or juices, so any chemicals to help break down food, and all of these are especially crucial because we need to break food down to those smallest possible units. Now, to do that, we use substances called enzymes. And enzymes are biological catalysts, and they speed up digestion without being used. So what happens is this particular substance here moves into the enzyme. They join up at this location here that looks like the moon shape, and then they basically break the substance apart. Now, the thing about enzymes is there is one enzyme for one type of food. Now, the most common ones that we deal with is a one called amylase, and amylase is responsible for breaking down glucose in the mouth. Not glucose, sorry, starch. So it's used to break down starch in the mouth. We use another one called pepsin, and pepsin basically breaks down proteins to amino acids, and that mainly happens in the stomach. And we have one called lipase, and that breaks down fats in the small intestine. We also have some amylase down in our small intestine as well, and that helps to break down any starch and carbohydrates that have moved through the system. So essentially that's what we looked at all of last week. So let's have a bit of a recap. Okay, so here is the digestive system. Again, we've got the one big alimentary canal that runs from basically mouth to anus. We've got 3 accessory organs, so they are liver, gallbladder and the pancreas, and they're all designed to break food down. We do that mechanically by 2 types, by our teeth, which bite and chew and tear and rip, and also by a process called peristalsis, which is the alimentary canal squeezing as it moves the food through, and that actually helps to move the food through, which is why you can eat standing on your head but not drink, and that helps to break the process down. Then when we get into the second type of digestion, that's chemical, where we use enzymes, acids and juices. Starts in the mouth and then goes through the stomach and the small intestine. And to do that, other than hydrochloric acid, which we find in our stomach, and what's called intestinal juice from the intestines and pancreatic juice from the pancreas, we tend to use these things, which are enzymes, and they're biological catalysts. They speed up digestion and they're not used. After watching this, hopefully you've now got a little bit more information on the stuff that we missed. Just bring my man back, and then please, if you're not sure of anything, please come and see me, and I will fix it up for you. Thank you very much.